Hi guys, this is Elizabeth from MyRaceKit. We're here at the ISPO Expo looking at new exciting kits, and I'm here with Tom from OMM, and we're going to go through the 25-liter backpack, the Phantom 25.
New Phantom 25, yeah.
We're super excited.
And this is the only one in the world at this point, but hopefully it might be appearing soon on a certain website that you all love. Now, the Phantom is something that we came up with a couple of years ago, and it was aiming to try and deal with one of the stability issues that is often missed on a backpack. And the problem, if I use Elizabeth, is when you're running, most people get that, yes, you bounce up and down a bit, and so there's lots of bags that worry about how do we stop bouncing up and down. But the other problem is that your back distorts in its shape quite a lot. And if I sort of ask Elizabeth to just create a very sort of over-the-top running position, you're sort of doing the opposite arm, and if this is how she always runs, I've heard. If I just spin you around and you go to your exaggerated, you can see we're kind of doing this action on a diagonal. And if you have a bag that is very square, this means that the bags kind of jump around. Now, fortunately, right down the middle of the spine, that stays the same length. So actually we want to try and anchor a bag down the spine and allow the shoulders to tilt. And that's what this bag does. So we have the anchor point only in the middle, and then we use these bungees so they stretch and allow the harness to distort, but then they also just give it a bit of stability, so they kind of damp it so it doesn't just wobble around all the time. With the Phantom 25 we've actually taken the opportunity to also put some length adjustment with this connection. So all you do is you go into this pocket here, and in here you'll find a little titanium peg, also useful for putting on your tent. So one little bit you don't have to carry. So then you slide the peg out and you pick the rung that you want for your back then. And this is already set up, so we won't fiddle with that. Should we pop this on now?
Yeah.
And we can have a... So, first thing, we set the back length.
Yeah.
Now, a couple of ways,
perfect.
and we want these to... We actually want it to sit on the harness. We just take the slack in on these. Now, depending on how much you're carrying, it will be how tight you have these straps, so that it works with a different weight. So, sits on the yoke. If we go back to the front,
Yeah.
you then have a connection, and that's designed to be at the sternum, but nice and low. Again, what we found is if you put things up here and put a lot of pressure up here, you prevent the breathing. But down here on the diaphragm, it's not such a problem.
Better for women as well.
And
Right
better
under the
for
boobs.
women.
Perfect.
Thank you for demonstrating that. There's then one little clip at the top. Don't have this one too tight. That's just keeping the position right. Now, that's it set up as a top carry. You also can choose to do the waist belt, but it's optional. If you prefer to just do it on your rib cage, that's absolutely fine. What do you
Well,
think?
I mean, I feel like the pack is like this. It's definitely stable enough to run with.
Yep.
Like you don't actually need the waist belt.
Yep.
But then that means that you can actually clip it on a little bit loose, and then you get access to
Then
the
you have the
pockets.
pockets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the pockets are pretty roomy actually.
Yeah. Certainly when I'm running with this, I actually clip the pockets off to the back and use it only with my chest. If I'm walking with it, I extend the pack down and I actually put it on the waist a bit more. So this is roughly how it should be set up. Just touching with the weight going through the middle, and if Elizabeth does a bit of you can probably see the way that it's moving nicely, so it's not going to restrict at all. You have your diaphragm where your strap is, and then these are just loose and very comfortable. So you have two pockets here, two bottle pockets, and I think in the back of here you have one more pocket in here for your pens and your gels and things. So lots and lots of carry on the front. At the back, so we have lots of mesh, so there is a pocket in here, This is actually designed so you can configure it as you want. So either a big bin pocket, which is great for putting your waterproofs, anything you might want to reach, but you can make this massive. Or if you want to secure an extra bottle, you simply attach the clips, and now that's secure, so it will keep a bottle, it won't actually come onto your back and give you any rubbing. Further round, another big mesh panel, so loads of stuff can go in there, and one more mesh one on the top. So lots and lots of visible space before you then go into the main compartment. In the back system, this is an OMM Duomat, just enough to cover from bum to shoulder, so it does the job. But it's zero weight. Also, if you're having a picnic, very pleasant. The other thing we have in here is we have a carbon pole system. So that gives the back its rigidity and stops it crawling up your back, which we can do because it's got all the movement in it. These you can take out, and if you look in here, it's like an old-fashioned pencil case in here, but there's lots of slots. So you can take these out and you can put your tent poles in instead. And that's another thing that we're just allowing the weight to come right down. The bag itself works around having a frame that's made of this material. Now this is ultra-high molecular weight polyethylene. What does that mean? It doesn't break. The white strands here, they're incredibly strong, and that's what makes the bag sort of hold its shape and work so well. And then we use just some lighter material where the strength isn't required. And then into the main compartment of the bag, simply adjust, and it's just one big compartment.
Yeah, good, thank you. We're super excited about this bag actually, it's really comfortable. So give it a go.